Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. So we have, I just posted ourselves live on a couple of platforms. So
Okay.
be ready. So it's okay. I wanted to share with you since you are from the tutoring industry and you have run that past. When I was preparing for this event, I went through and saw that so much is going to happen with the AI. Now, some people will say it will not be that big an impact like people are saying, or less impact. I don't want to get into it because even if we felt cloud, ultimately in 10 years the cloud came, right? So maybe it's 5 years or 10 years, something is going to happen. Maybe it's not we lose 80% jobs, maybe 50%, maybe 30%, right? So we will see that. But and I'm going to raise this topic to them. One of the slide I have made is if 50% of the white collar employees, like Ford CEO says, 50% of the white collar people will lose their job, then who will send their kids to tutoring centers? Blue collar or I don't think so.
Yeah. No,
Right?
no. I mean,
So
tutoring center is probably just gonna be for kids who really struggle with learning,
yeah.
ADHD kids and all those. Otherwise, it's
So you
not
people have
necessary.
to reinvent themselves,
Yeah.
and they have to reinvent their business models, tutoring centers. They have to bring in new technologies. They have to bring in new way of teaching, right? So the old school where you have a sheet like coming up in Kumon or something. I don't know what they do now.
Hmm.
And when my daughter was young, they used to have those Kumon and all that, and you just do 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 2 plus
Right,
2 the
right.
whole of your life.
Yeah,
That doesn't need. And I was at an event last month, and somebody was saying, "What is the impact of AI and all that?" There's always a nice conversation, and I have a sense of humor, okay, kind of sense of humor, and I said, I forgot how much is 19 plus 18, and I am whatever is left in my English or how to structure a sentence, will be 50% of now in the next. I have no idea how to structure now an email. I will just brainstorm with ChatGPT or Gemini
yeah,
and something beautiful come up.
yeah.
And people like me who are from, say, Karnal, small place in Haryana, and maybe you are from a very big city. But you know what? English is my second language, and I am just feeling I have 10 times more power or 100 times more power right now. I can say what I want, what I thought.
Right.
Earlier, I used to send an email to, like, another change which I see is, which I tell people is that when I did my first website in 2018, when I lost my job in 2018, by the way, and then I started my entrepreneurial journey. Somebody has to push you out, and I took 3 months to write that website. Write a website. I write it, then I hired a copywriter. He asked me a bunch of questions. I answered his questions, which was like 10 pages. It took me a month thinking about it, competitive advantage, mode, this and that, service. What happened is, okay, just a minute. Somebody is saying uh, they are not able to get in. Okay, I'm trying to. Okay, just let me send him a.
That recruiter is calling me again, so I'll log off 1 minute. I'll be
No
back.
problem, no problem. Somebody is joining. Somebody texted me, and I let me see whether we are live on the search funder. I think we are live, and I just wanted to you know. So when we were talking about Yevgen about this uh, tutoring centers, like I'm going to speak, the tutoring centers, if they do not change their way of working. And the same thing is way of working, this is going to have a massive impact on them. Their business model has to change. They have to come up with new products. They have to use maybe AI and uh,
In
other tool
that
based,
that, that
right?
that's very interesting part in general education right now because I have read report recently that about 90% of students are using ChatGPT for solving their homework,
Yeah,
and today it's does or on exam, whatever. And it turns out that today most of kids they just don't do their homework at all, and that's why teachers say that we don't need to make to give them homework just because it doesn't make any sense. They will just use some AI stuff, LLM, whatever, to solve their task, and they will learn nothing. It doesn't make any sense. And they are trying to do all job on their classes, don't do anything outside, just because to force kids to learn something. And I believe that's a really big problem in general. My kid, I have 9 years old. He's not so tricky yet. He's smart enough to use LLMs like ChatGPT to solve the problem, but he's not lying to us. So that's why we can't control him at this stage. But what will happen like in 3 years? I will be barely able to control what he's doing with ChatGPT, and we have really huge split across parents and kids who have a willing to learn something new and educate themselves, and the rest of population, which usually, parents usually do not care because there is a school and school should teach them, right? And but regular teacher is not able to control all of that, and the regular kid doesn't want to learn anything. That's normal. That's okay. And I
yeah,
believe like in the next 5 or 10 years, we will need to change the whole concept of education.
yeah. No, I understand, and I thank you very much. Hey, Sam, welcome.
Good
You know,
afternoon, guys. How are y'all
I see.
doing?
yeah, I thought,
Doing
I'm
awesome.
seeing a different picture here. He's not the same Sam I meet. We have Burnov here. He used to own a tutoring center, and we started doing a conversation. And Sam owns a brokerage for insurance brokerage, and we have talked before. He has attended a couple of our sessions, and we were talking about Sam, the tutoring centers, and how their valuation is their business model is going to change. Their products need to change. If they don't do that, they will be either wiped out or their valuations will go down a lot, right? Just let's for example, take a look at the valuation of Chegg tutoring tool now.
Mhm.
I think they have gone down to a penny stock or a $1 stock from 33 or something if you see that. So how did that happen? Because nobody need to go and check because I when I was an SAP consultant and I was helping a lot of people decide on what to buy and what not to, I used to tell them that, if you are thinking of say, there comes a point in any company where improving 10% or 5% or 7% every year or 2 years or 5 years is not going to make it. Something is going to come back to you and take the rug out of your under beneath your feet, and then you will have to either reinvent or just pass on to something else, because this is not going to survive. And that's the situation, in my opinion, we are working on. And I wanted to talk about another topic today, which um, I was preparing for, is that there's another thing which is happening with AI, Sam, that now it may impact you also or may not. So tell me whether it impacts you or not, because you sell something which is very important, right? So which is needed, but you may, and let's discuss how will it impact you. Now, software used to work, and and just in any software, whether it is Salesforce, QuickBooks, all those softwares which were created in the last 30-40 years, just use they use the filing cabinets and they converted it into some kind of a software to make things work, but you had to had humans do this work, right? You had to had humans engage with it. You had to had humans do that. With the agentic AI and with AI, and my bullishness about this is that with the agentic AI, the companies, the software companies, will have to reinvent themselves and use this and maybe start competing not for the software market, but for the labor market. Like, for example, I will send you guys a video which somebody was talking about. He's a general partner in a very big VC company who can see a little better future than I am. So they were talking about it that if the software market across the world is say $800 billion or $500 billion, suppose, right? The labor market is many trillion, maybe trillions of dollars. And if they start looking at, like, for example, like, let's take an example of Zendesk. Zendesk has lots of seats and they sell seats to the people, right? So if you are a software company, you are selling seats and like licenses to, say, you have a call center of say 10,000 people and you send 10,000, I'm happy as a Zendesk, I'm happy as an investor in Zendesk, everything is good. Now situation changes and these customers, every agent is supported by 15 different customer service executives, customer service reps, and they don't need those licenses because one license is working 24 hours a week day, right? Or 36 hours a day, or whatever you can count, or 72 hours because they are multiplied by 5. Now what happens is either you lose revenue or turn around as a Zendesk and say, why don't I give you a full service and I give you the work with my agents? You just have a humans come and talk to us. And if that happens, what will happen to those 8,000 people who will lose their job out of the 10 and only 2,000 will be there to work? So those 8,000, I'm asking you a question, those 8,000 when they come out, they will not have a job. They will either become an agent or a broker. Sorry to say that to bring, but or teach their kids in a tutoring center case, right? So how will it impact you in that case? Do you see any thing from a business perspective or from competition perspective?
And Sandeep, you're asking me, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at you on the right, so I'm sorry, I didn't know that you.
Could do. I wasn't tracking your eyes. I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell
Yeah,
which box.
yeah.
So there will be some automation out, of course, or AI automation out on the customer service side as well as some on the agent side. Some clients don't want or don't need an agent. They just want a quick quote and go ahead. Let's go ahead and make this thing happen. Um, so there will be some brokers that will be AI automated out, but people like talking to people. As much as I love I love a quick answer. Sometimes I just need Sandeep to say, "Hey Sam, here's what it is," versus the awesome phone chatbot that they have
Mhm.
that they've developed. Um, so there will be definitely some definitely some carnage in the labor market for sure. I don't think agents go completely away, but there will be some, and I have to be that much better to make sure I'm able to compete, get my name out there, and truly show the value of being an agent or having an agent.
Yeah. No, thank you. And Pranab, you want to say something?
No, so I was reading a comment on LinkedIn today, exactly what Sam said, that so this guy that I'm connected with on LinkedIn, he is in marketing. He does email marketing and Google Analytics and all that. So he said that now Google, Facebook ads and emails are not that effective. The personal touch is coming back.
Hmm.
So so yeah, probably that's what is going to happen.
So maybe the personal touch will come back, and I am now thinking aloud with you, maybe coffee shops will run better, right? right? So rather than going in for we are live on Search Funder also, because I don't know whether you guys know Search Funder. Search Funder is a platform like LinkedIn, and it is uh, a community for people who are buying businesses and selling businesses and ETA. So Pranav, I will send you a link and you can join that also if you're not
So
already.
yeah, I
And
didn't know about it. Yeah.
it's a very beautiful place to be in if you are they call themselves as a searcher, and I'm a searcher myself. I searched for business for 2 years. Rather than buying a business whole, I started investing in smaller portions and making an impact in those with small investments, rather than buying a whole business and getting into a trouble which you got into. So because you only have 24 hours in a day, right? So that's one thing. But anyway, a search funder is very good. So you guys should look at it. Now, the second thing which I wanted to bring as a topic here is a funny thing, which I went to an event yesterday and somebody was saying, what is the curse and a good thing, a blessing and a curse about AI? And it was a communication, and people were saying, I think they spend too much time on the curse rather than the blessing. But when my turn came, and I just said one thing, and I want your feedback on that. That the I have like our company, Yevgen, and my company is promotes this concept of hybrid workplace now, that we have come to a point that we will be a hybrid workplace, no matter what business you are in. Like I'll give you an example. As a score mentor, I have met a dirt hauling business who wants to automate. I can't sell it to them because I'm a mentor there. Officially, I can't sell it to them, but I can tell you that she was also looking for an AI. She's hauling with the trucks the dirt from one area to the other, and they have a bunch of trucks. So now I wanted to tell you that the hybrid workplace, and I said the situation is now coming where most of us, many of us, not most of us, many of us will have AI agents reporting to them, right? Because AI agents, 5 agents, we feel fantastic. I feel very happy when I have 5 people working, and this is everybody feel very excited. But what if the situation in a year comes in where we report to an agent? How do you feel about that? Like, suppose Sam's boss in Sam's company is an agent. How will you report to that? What will be the challenges and all that? So now let's have fun a little bit, uh, extend our brain and say something about that. Have you thought about it or not? I really thought about it a couple of days back when I posted on LinkedIn about this. Before that, I didn't think about it. You always think you are at the top of the food chain and somebody else is reporting to you. Everything is fine. Like, we won't die, but everybody else will die and we'll take care of them. We don't think of ourselves. But when we see ourselves as one of the small piece in the entire circle, and there is an agent there who is going to be your boss and asking you questions. What do you think about that? So I want some feedback.
So,
Anything.
okay. So I disturbed you because I wanted you to explain exactly what do you do scoring? What is that? Is that your
Oh,
company?
yeah, yeah. Score is a SB. You know SBA?
Yeah, SBA lending, right?
Yeah,
Small
SBA
business.
is a government-based government
Okay.
program for SBA lending. SBA sponsored. Score is a mentoring program,
Okay.
and it's a voluntary program. I'm one of the volunteers. There are around 10,000 volunteers or more in the United States
Okay.
who help small businesses free. We don't sell anything to them. So every month, every week, around 3 or 4 or 5 businesses book meetings with me, and I share my experience with them free. So as an ethical person, I will not never sell anything to them.
Okay.
So that's what. But we want to grow. Like last year, we must have. I was just sending an email today that we must have put around $350 million worth of impact in Austin region itself.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we have more than 70, and there are some people, like, I'll give you an example. Have you heard of Cane's Chicken?
I think
Cane's,
so. I think
yeah,
so.
it's a Cane's Chicken. It's a billion-dollar. The guy who run this is a billionaire. He was once a score mentee.
Okay.
I don't know about Kendra Scott, but I've heard she was also one time there. Maybe I may be wrong, but I have to check it. But there are many people like that, and there are many mentors who may be from McKinsey, Deloitte, or CFO of a large company who is now 75-year-old and he's just thinking, hey, you know what? I need to help some people and I'm here. So there you will find amazing people in there.
Okay. I wish I knew about it when I was running my business. Okay.
No, otherwise, how will yeah, no, you can still find, and many people who found to have ideas, they reach there. But anyway, so what do you think about if people have to report to Sam? You tell me, if people have to report to a AI agent, what do you feel will happen?
It's such a crazy idea. You bringing that up, Levgin's very, very it doesn't have a ton of emotion in his face, but you bringing that up made him smile, made him laugh. I think it's one of the crazier uh I guess the concepts that I've like even thought about just reporting to a robot, reporting to this machine. I think some additional accountability would be nice. More of not some me, I work for myself. Really, I'm very self accountable. But I yeah, I don't
Yeah,
really know what to even think. I trust its expert advice and guidance. Um, but yeah, I don't even know what to really think about it. I don't love the thought of it, but
yeah, I
I
me
trust
neither.
that
But
it's probably in my best interest though.
yeah, but let's talk go and it is all related to the business, Sam. Let's talk about your business. Like, you won't report to a agent, which is okay. It's your thought. But we would definitely hire the ChatGPT agent or anybody to be our coach and consultant. And at least I do that all the time in brainstorming in Google JI and say, you are a McKinsey, and that's how I started. You are a McKinsey consultant, experienced consultant in this. And now discuss with me, brainstorm with me, and that's how I keep conversations with that. And if that person can be my mentor or my this thing and just brainstorm with it, then whether I would say if I were the person, I would say, if I'm the CEO of a company and I need to decide, I can say human aspects, let's take it out and have a human take care of it. The handover impacts and say you do this and do this, those kind of things where it's just cut and dry can still be handled by an agent. Am I correct, Pranav? Okay.
I believe there is one more layer, and I believe we will start to report to AI agents sooner than we expect, but it will not look like reporting to boss. Let's imagine that's really good point from you, Sandy, because we all trying to find some kind of mentor or coach for ourselves just because we know if there is someone who asked me about what I've done for last week, did I reach my goals, how I'm doing in my business, and all of that is very valuable, right? Why not have such AI assistant who will ask me the same questions just to guide my thoughts and guide my perception of my business? Probably it will not, this agent will not give me any advices, but it will help me to think about my business and about my life in general, what I'm doing and what I can make better to reach my goals. That's one side. Another side, let's imagine I'm SDR, right? I'm talking to clients on daily basis. I want to write everything down in my CRM. There might be assistant who ask me right questions immediately after a meeting, and I given all information to that AI assistant who will everything. It will structure all information, put into CRM, everything done precisely and the same way every time. So I don't need to be trained in any specific way how to enter information for this specific company. And in this case, am I reporting to that AI agent? Actually, I do. I may not perceive that as reporting to AI agent, but in fact, I will. There might be many more cases like that in general.
Very nice. Anything else you want to say? Are you guys okay if I share a couple of screens and without selling anything to you guys, just make
Please.
sure. Okay. So that it's valuable time spent. And I wanted to send my Pranav my LinkedIn. I think Sam is already on LinkedIn with me. I don't know, but I have just sent my LinkedIn profile. Maybe you can connect with me also. And I will share a couple of slides and so that we can have a more conversation on that part. Just a minute. Okay, all good. Do you see my screen now? So I have a presentation today at one of the events and of AI events. So I was just going through this right now. So this tells about where I and what I have done in the past and what we are going to do. And I believe this is a tsunami, Pranav and Sam, that this we have, whether we accept it or not, we have to start preparing ourselves and think about it and see what we can do with it, right? So, like you mentioned, how cloud came in, there was a lot of pushback and people were not accepting it. But suddenly, in 20 years, 15 years, it is a part of life now, right? It's a part of life. I think the same thing will happen here also. So we'll figure out key problems we can solve and where AI still struggles. I think Yevgen, can I request you to cover on where AI still struggles also right now, or can we do it a little later?
You can do it right now if you
Okay,
want.
yeah, I think that'll be much better.
Yeah.
And can I ask a question?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
So my background is in software development. Like that's what my career is all about. One thing which I fail to understand is, you know, I see ChatGPT. ChatGPT is LLMs and this you ask questions, it responds.
Yeah.
But when I look at problems in a business where you have multiple spreadsheets, let's say, right? And then you have to do some account settlement and you have to pull this data from one spreadsheet, this data from another spreadsheet, and then do something else, third one. That almost looks like you will have to do a customized automation, right? Somebody will have to
Yeah.
come in, read it, and then do this. So when people say that, oh, AI will automate that, I have
No,
a
it will
big
not.
doubt that yeah, it's like you will need somebody to come and teach the AI to do that. It's not going to be that straightforward that I create an AI which will just take over and do it. Is there something that I'm missing? I wanted to understand that.
Yeah. That's a very good question. Thank you for the input. And right now, I have so huge hype about AI that people believe that it will automate everything. And I believe it comes, first of all, from very vague understanding what AI is in general. Large language models, they has been built. I maybe go to technical right now. If I am, just let me know. I will try to go upper in more human language. But in general, large language model, it's a probability machine. What does it mean? You give them some input, and it not randomly, but in different variations return you some response. What does it mean? It will never be precise, the same as human brain is not precise. And when we come to very sensitive tasks like calculation, tax report, for example, it fails. just because the nature of large language models is not about to be precise. It's about making some reasoning and some conclusions, maybe very simple, maybe not too complicated, not the same as human, but still making some kind of thinking about the things and not about making things precise. And that's very interesting topic because we can combine regular algorithm and regular computers, which we know for a very long time. We can combine with AI, and AI on its side, it will make some kind of reasoning just to understand what this email about. Regular code cannot understand email at all, but AI can. It can answer questions like, is I know the mood of this review is good or bad, or does the text contain some specific information? And our language is very diverse, and the same thing we can explain in different options and variants, and that's why it's not enough just to compare words from your vocabulary to ensure that this text contains some kind of sense. So when it comes to AI, what it can do, it can do some kind of reasoning and high level, not high level, but some simple decision making. So identify, do you have some information here? Is it enough? Are this information covers all your requirements? Is anything missing there? Is it in good direction or bad direction? Is it has a good intent? And all this kind of job AI is doing very well. When it comes to very precise execution, calculations, all that kind of stuff, you need to combine that with regular algorithm, regular tools, and regular computers just to calculate that properly, find, search the information itself, and after that provide to AI and ask. After that, you can ask some questions. And one of the example, because for me, AI is capable to do translation very well from different languages. And we can see that even from rare languages. For example, when I've been in Switzerland, I've tried to translate from Romansh language. And that's very old language, and about 100,000 people speak it. It's very few people on this planet speak this language. It doesn't care. It just translates. And at the same time, when it comes to processing of information from reasoning perspective, it does a very good job. When it comes to precise execution of something, it's not the best choice in this case, but it's not a problem. It's just a tool which you need to understand its boundaries and use it in a proper way, and it will be very useful in this case, because AI right now gives us opportunity to process so much information and to make decision on this information, which was not available to us like 10 years ago. Did I answer the question? If not, just try to ask more questions. I will try to be more detailed about that.
So, like here in your thing, you're talking about non-human AI analyst, but this non-human AI analyst cannot replace a business analyst, right? What the example that I gave about Excel spreadsheet, that will be you want to be very sure about it and all that.
Yeah, you need to combine. You need to prepare that data for AI, because what people are doing, they are trying to take spreadsheets, import into ChatGPT and ask questions. That's not how it's supposed to work. You need to extract information in some specific format, the same as you would use it, and enter after that into ChatGPT and ask questions. You need to prepare it. Don't ask ChatGPT to calculate instead of you. It's not a very good idea.
So
Okay.
I will answer one question here for you. I'll try to answer that one thing, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. I was a business analyst before. When I reinvented my career as an SAP, I started as a business analyst, Pranav. I can say that with certainty that this repetitive kind of work which business analysts did can be replaced by AI. The knowledge of the business, the complexities of the business, and the process variations, those will be so difficult to manage, and they are in every company so difficult to manage. And that is why Yevgen and my company talks about custom AI agents and custom software as solution rather than coming up with some simple product and say we are going to rule the world with this, right? So we come from such large projects and such in things that we know that these things are not going to be easily covered. And like for example, I'll tell you, one of my last project was in. I'll just try to stop sharing. One of my last project in Canada when I was an IBM Canada employee before, and then I became independent consultant and all that. One of my last project was in master data governance, and just think of it that one simple conversation, which I always share in my presentations, is I was talking to a maintenance manager of a large billions of dollar company, biggest company in Canada. And he listened to me for a couple of weeks. I was asking for information, and I was on the other side from a technology. And he said, Sandeep, for you, this is one field, right? Like it's a $1 million or plus pump. They have maybe 100,000 pumps, right? And the $1 million each, I suppose. I'm just throwing a number here. So expensive, and they are in the extreme field and somewhere in the wilderness, right? So it's there and where nobody knows what it is, and somebody sometimes go and all that. He says you are asking for A, B, C for whether this pump is A critical or B critical or C critical level of criticality. For me, it is simple because A, B, C software will take care of the rest. I'm working fine. Now, this business analyst or this maintenance manager had a team of people who spent 3 years trying to figure out which one is A, B, or C based on their business process, right? So that work will automate a little bit, but will if we will be able to help them a little bit. But saying that they will lose everything on that is a very, very difficult thing to say at this point of time. But if you have a business analyst, like analysts also are of different kind, right? Business analyst who is taking the spreadsheet from here, calculating this, moving to this software, and then producing and exchanging an email with somebody, good luck. I can say if you are doing these 4 steps every day, good luck, and that will not save your job. Okay, that's what I feel. I hope we have answered your question.
Yeah, I think when you said repetitive tasks, I think that encapsulates it. Yeah, it's
Okay.
something. Yeah,
Yeah,
that
you know, like on last meeting we discussed that like a lot of people come to us from some C-level, right? And if you take a look at C-level for small business, you try to do business yourself. So that's a very good example. You can find that there are a lot of routine job around. So operations for small business owner usually takes 95% of his time or her time, whatever. And that's not very funny because you need to grow your business, you need to think about strategy, you need to find new clients, and instead of that, you're just running, hamster wheel on daily operations, and there are no easy ways to go outside that. And from my perspective, is AI is a very great opportunity for entrepreneurial people to automate routine somehow, especially for small and medium business, because they don't have enough money to hire people. They cannot hire 10 assistants who will do the job for them, create, I know, 5 directors positions, cover them just to do their main job. And in this case, AI can help a lot because these AI assistants can automate this routine and make business owner, and not only business owner, just people inside the company in general, make them free to do creative job, to do job which requires, as Sam said, personal communication and decision making and all of that, instead of, I don't know, moving papers from one table to another just because you need to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. That's fantastic. And I will also share a couple of more things with you that we discussed this already. How this Ford CEO says that I read them very carefully and say, why is this guy saying 50% of the white collar employees will lose their job? Now, for a Ford CEO to say that is a big thing. It's not like they have a responsibility to say something responsible, right? So maybe he's wrong a little bit, but it's difficult for me to say that it's not. So we talked about this. We
What does Zendesk do? You were giving the Zendesk example, and I was going to ask you that
Yeah,
question.
Zendesk is a custom software. Sorry, customer call center software kind of a thing. So customer service. It's a
Okay.
big company.
Customer support platform,
It's a
yes.
big, it's a much multi-billion dollar company.
Okay.
Right.
I've heard of it, but I never
Yeah,
knew.
but this is just an example, right? So any company which is selling apps or a software product. And like if you look at the news these days, most of the app companies are stressing out a lot, and the most of the founders who used to be at 100 million or 200 million dollar valuation, they are seeing the end of their life coming very soon, and they're just trying to figure out how to survive right now. Because if everybody can get answers from ChatGPT and Google Gemini and never even go out, what will happen? Like, for example, like you see ChatGPT and Yevgen has so much of experience in e-commerce, and our company has supported so many companies on e-commerce, many large projects, even airline projects and all that. But I also feel that the things are changing. Like for the new future is coming in, that you ask somebody something, not ask Gemini or ChatGPT. It gives you two options to buy according to what I'm asking, and you don't have time to go through 15 blue links on Google and say whatever. You decide and move on.
Yeah.
You just you pick one of them and just buy it. Now, if that is going to happen, so the kind of who gets to do that, who will reach there? So it's going to be extremely, I think it's an earth-shaking moment for many e-commerce companies or any company, for who wants to get, who is going to get it. Earlier, we used to have, like, I had a marketing company also once. We used to have SEO and all that stuff and many links and this and that, and try to be in the first page of Google, because we were told
Right.
90% of the business is done on the first page of Google. And there was a joke in the industry. Do you remember that, right?
Oh yeah,
The
yeah.
the joke in the industry was, if you want to bury a dead body, bury it on the second page of Google, because nobody visits there, right? And now I think nobody will visit even the first page of Google, because
Mm.
I'm a very I never, like, recently I bought something and I was telling at my home, how things are changing. I don't invest in stocks, but I'm just telling you about my uh, as a customer, right? It relates to AI. I wanted to start investing in stocks and said, let's start doing it. And I wanted to buy a software. And rather than looking at Google and saying there are many softwares or apps which gives you suggestions, I asked Gemini, and suddenly I got only two options based on what I asked specifically, and I bought one of them. And I'm just telling for the last week, if I can buy without checking anything and it met my criteria, then others are also finding the same thing, right?
Right.
So,
Yep.
so things are going to change. That's what and that is going to impact the valuation of the companies also. All companies will be valued differently if we do not have uh, we don't come up in these things and sell products. So anyway, we wanted to tell you another thing, which wanted to tell you is, I already shared that with you.
So, Sandeep, I want to ask you something. So, like, in order to learn more about AI and how to develop AI agents and all that, do you have any courses in mind that, free ones like Coursera or some like something which you have tried, which is good and which I should also go and explore?
That's like creating competition for you, by the way, Pranav. But I
Uh-huh.
will I will answer your question with a very nice. I'm just cracking a joke here. I would say YouTube is a very good university. You
Okay.
can try that. I don't want to learn these things myself because it is not what I want because we have enough bench strength in East Europe to support what we want to do.
Uh-huh.
I would suggest rather than getting into it, try selling it and then use us as your white label service or as your main service and you know, do that. Now, if you want to do it, practice at home. You can even try using Lindy.ai, or there are things like NA10 and MCP and all that stuff. You go for YouTube and you will learn a lot, but it's like creating a competition. So
Okay. Okay. Sorry.
I'm so
So
sorry.
I did not. Okay. So you guys have your own AI company. I did not know that. Sorry.
Yeah. We have a AI and custom software company,
Okay.
and our company name is Bridge Digital, and we have a very good bench strength in for people in East Europe, and we have been doing many e-commerce automation and other kind of automations across Australia, New Zealand, and East Europe, Germany, Switzerland, and all that. And most of our people are in, and Jevgen can tell me, like I speak to people in Spain, and some are in Poland, some are in this thing. So all that is there. We are reaching out to medium-sized companies, small and medium-sized companies, and telling them that we can double your output with same headcount, at least. And you were a business owner first. If I were to increase your output twice, how much money will you save? And if you save a lot, and if you double your output with same headcount means it can have a 5x impact on your life, right? It's not just doubling everything. So we can do such stuff and we have enough knowledge to take care of it. And I come from a background where, we can solution complex projects. We don't want to compete with some simple, one small agent and all that. You can get it done on Fiverr or Upwork for $100 probably. I don't want to get into those kind of things. But if you have a unique requirement, good requirement, and complex requirement, and you have a big pain point, and you need some set of eyes who are experienced in these things, we are the right people. And I would offer you, if you would like to maybe be a business owner, and we can be a white label supplier.
Okay. So when I was running my tutoring center, I can see one use. See, for tutoring center, the biggest job, you needed somebody at the front desk
Hmm.
because there are kids inside, so you need a person there that AI cannot solve. So you need to hire an employee to sit at the front desk. But the other expense was marketing. And what I was telling you about that email, Google marketing, and Facebook marketing, I was spending good $3,000 a month on that. And I can see a AI agent doing that without me giving $500. Out of that 3,500 was going to a company, and
Yeah.
they were spending 2,500 for doing email and all that. So I can see an AI agent who can replace that $500 company, right?
Yeah. And there are many things which, you maybe, like in this screen, if you see, this screen, you see, like you spend $3,000 and the inquiry comes in, and what happens? When the inquiry comes in, you are able and you don't respond. You say, oh, I will respond to you tomorrow morning because I'm busy in a job or doing meeting kids, right? And by the time you call, he or she has already talked to five other tutoring centers. So what I would like to, for a tutoring center, apart from a receptionist and all that, is to be able to get somebody answer voice your voice receptionist. We can create that. who understands that, and the second thing which who understands and responds and takes the information, relays it to you with the basic information they capture, and maybe creates a spreadsheet so that you can have a conversation next morning. The second thing which I told you, I'm speaking at Twittering Center franchisee meeting, and I am proposing them to have a central brain for themselves, where they will be able to like have bunch of storage, a bunch of all the previous emails and folders and all that put together, and they create some kind of a thing where you are able to ask any questions, or your customers can ask any questions and answer that. So I think I lost Pranav. He's in a meeting. He will come back. But hey, Anne, welcome.
Hey,
Hey, do you I see this name. Do you work with Tesla?
oh yeah, I'm just saw you online. I'm just curious to join.
Yeah, thank you. I understand. You have a very famous name, by the way. You know that, right?
What?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just joking. I know you are from you are a very, very, very strong technical person, right? So I remember. And how about Stanley? Welcome, Stanley.
Hi, Sandeep.
How are you?
I'm very well. Good afternoon.
Good. And I think we have spoken before or not?
Yes, we have.
Okay, fantastic. I remember your name.
Yes.
And so both of you saw it on LinkedIn, correct?
Yes.
Okay, awesome. So to give you an update, Yevgen and I, there was another guy a few minutes back, Sam. He owns a insurance brokerage. Pranav, who is here, used to own a tutoring franchisee. He has just sold it. And Yevgen and I are business partners, and he's the CEO of the company. I'm the chief growth officer, and we are a AI and custom software company, and we are helping medium-sized businesses uh, uh, basically get digital employees and some central brain and all that to make sure they double their output with the same kind of same level of headcount. So things are like that. So I would love to know more about you, Stanley and Anne, a little bit, and then we can get more on the conversations.
So remember, I was one that reached out to you after staying in your property in Texas.
I know, I remember.
Yes. So I now work with.
Willis, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and you talked to Ashu also.
Yes, I did. Yes. So I work with the UIS, University of Illinois Springfield. So I am leading their dashboard. I'm trying to create a student success platform where I can like a dashboard that will integrate all activities to kind of visualize the student journey when they come into the UFI system. So I'm building that out and also seeing how to use predictive analytics to kind of predict what the outcome of each student based on their behavior, what we are looking at. So to ensure retention and also ensure that the student graduate to the right skill set. So that one working. So when I saw building, I said, okay, let me hear what you're doing and see how that can work what I'm trying to achieve here.
Yeah, no, definitely. And we let's talk in a maybe in a day or so, and catch up and see how we can help each other, Stanley.
Excellent. That sounds good.
Yeah, we you and I'm very happy that you have stabilized, and things are looking good for you.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Very, very happy. And can you maybe, if possible, share a little bit more about you so that we can.
Yeah, I'm just I am the data engineer at Tesla, and I met Sandeep in couple of the Austin um
Data meetups.
data meets up, and also the Dhamma. So yeah, we've been friend couple event, but we have a good chat. So just wanna join to understand what you are working on, Sandeep, and
Yeah,
yeah.
no,
So
thank you. Thank you very much. And I understand you have a very, very technical background and you understand technology much at a much higher level than many of the people I meet. So
We're doing a little bit simpler things than you do, Anne.
yeah, we are doing simpler. We're just creating agents. You are sending
Yeah,
things to Mars,
that's true.
right? So yeah, yeah. So we are doing, like, for example, let's take this example, and we have been live for an hour now. Let's take this example. What we are doing for this client is, suppose this is just think of this as a building material client, right? Building material company, and they came to us with a simple requirement and said, every day we are not able to reach out to the builders who are getting on time, who are getting these building permits. So our agent is supposed to check on city website and the county websites all the permits issued to the builders on today, pick that up, put that onto a CRM, get all the information, and the next agent, the voice call agent, will call the builder and say, "Hey, congratulations on getting your permit for house number 123 Main Street, and you will require some aluminum and this and that, and door hardwares and the wood and all that stuff. Why don't you come over to our place? And we have blah 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 blah." And all that, and so by that, other competitors, like I say, are waiting for people to come into, and but you are reaching out to them at the time they are happiest with the permit they got, right? So the chances of these kind of things, like having 2 or 3 permits, and then the voice agent will not only understand the requirement, will also book a meeting with the general manager. So I am talking about these kind of things. And also another thing which we are talking about, Stanley, for you, is maybe for your company, we you need to think about creating a central brain for your company where people can, or if they are not thinking now, maybe in the future they will have it, where all the previous information, reports and white paper and all that dashboards and all the emails and all that can be put together in some kind of a base, and Yevgen can explain in our meeting next time, that and then you are able to query and ask and get information and get reports and get dashboards out of it. Do you know that chat gpt has come up, or no, not chat gpt, the latest information which has happened in your industry, Stanley, is that Salesforce has come up with some kind of an agent and relationship with ChatGPT, that you will be able to use a ChatGPT within your companies and create a Tableau dashboards just out of that chat. Did you look at it?
Sounds good. No, I've not looked at it.
Okay, yeah, please check it out, because that has a direct impact on how, and we can also build that entire thing structure for you.
Okay.
Okay, so that because it's easy to announce, right? That's why we call our company as a AI and custom software company, because we believe it's easy to say we will launch this in one simple thing and go over and change. But when we look at the companies, they have hundreds of very screwy, very difficult, complex subjects and processes, which needs our expertise and business expertise and technology expertise to go and solve the problems and actually have AI and 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 a business process and these things change and make it work.
Sounds good.
Okay, fantastic. Anything? I think we are here for the last 60 minutes now. Why don't you join next time we have next week? We can have more conversations.
Okay. Okay, I'll
Okay.
do that.
Because I am going to have a AI hour every week, the same time.
Okay.
Yevgen and I would definitely, we're selling, but we are also open to answer any questions, um, um, and have a great conversation about AI and custom software.
Great. Thank you, Sandeep. I'll do that. Thank you very
Thank you, Anne, and thank
much.
you,
All right.
Pranav. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
And
Thank you,
please send
guys.
me a LinkedIn request and we will be in touch.
Yeah, I already connected with you on LinkedIn.
Thank you. Thank you, Ann.
All right. Bye, guys.
I will